Good morning. It is Monday, July 28th, 8:30 a.m. and we are here for Central Services Update with Tom Gaines.
Good morning, Commissioners. Hope you had a good weekend. I'll start with consent item number 14 is the approval of a purchase order for the renewal of Barracuda. This is anticipated. It's budgeted from our software maintenance fund. This is our Barracuda email spam filtering and backup service. So that is expected. Last week we did experience that fiasco with CareSoft and we withdrew the consent item. So we did receive the invoice minus the terms and conditions, and we'll pay that this week. Kind of a weird situation. We're not adding it back to consent because you guys approved the quote. So when the quote was sent, when we got it, you guys approved it in consent. Vanessa let CareSoft know, and then they sent the formal invoice, but they sent it with the terms and conditions. So it's already been approved by the board, but now we have the invoice minus terms and conditions, and it's based on the original terms and conditions that we all agreed to. So that is taken care of. And then I have a walk-on this week. I am sorry. I know. Well, I did. You know, it's been in flux quite a bit. So the walk-on item is a change order to the GMP on the jail. It's the addition of the roundabout. It is a $2.5 million increase in the contract, but of course we're not paying that full amount. I've briefed the board previously on who's paying what, but we still have to amend the GMP. And I know that Hearst is going to be billing in July, so we need to get that GMP signed so that they can start to work on that billing. That's all right. Good morning, Cindy. So very quickly, I just talked about one item on consent that was expected, and then we talked about signing a new GMP. It's a walk-on item that I'll have for consent this week. Moving on to the fairgrounds. On the 25th, we had a squirrel go across a shotgun fuse, and it blew. So we fried a squirrel, but we also fried the lighting contractors and the contactors in the Ardell. So we lost the use of the Ardell, and we had to move the CBRC event to the outside practice arena. We also lost a switch in the Harwood, a data run in the Harwood, and a point-to-point radio. When the power was put back on, there was a power surge. So I don't have the costs on the point-to-point radio or the switch. Well, the switch has already been replaced, but the point-to-point radio for the Green Gate, we're going to have to purchase a new one, and Joe is sourcing that this morning. So some damage because of the squirrel, but we'll get it taken care of. And again, Jim did have to move the CBRC out of the arena, the Ardell. So it's affected both the Ardell and the Harwood. The lighting contactors are not fixed yet. They're on order. It should be this week. So yeah. Ellensburg fence is about 75% complete with all the original contract and the change orders requested by Jim. Jim had requested 5 gates and almost another 320 feet of fence. And those gates are at the blue gate, the rodeo slack gate, the rodeo gate by the grandstands, the red gate, there's a new exit gate, and a gate for ice delivery near the rodeo that keeps people away from the normal traffic. So it's kind of a separate entrance. So they're 75% complete with all of that. The coroner's office, we have a meeting scheduled at 9:30 this morning. The architect, myself, and Craig will discuss the new office and the design ideas. This should be a good opening discussion. And hopefully we'll be further along with understanding Craig's needs and what we'll do regarding temporary space once the hospital closes, temporary operating area. So I know that the architect has been working with that and speaking to a couple of different companies. I should get a good update on that this morning at 9:30. So moving on to the jail, we were required to contract with a special inspector for the RAB. It was kind of expected, but we weren't sure how much he was going to have to be involved. The inspector is intimately involved, I should say. He's inspecting all the concrete mixes, asphalt mixes, compaction, welding, quality of the mix of any fill. And we had to do this quickly. Geoprofessional Innovations is already contracted under us for the jail. So the architect, the architect negotiated a contract with GPI for $77,000 to do all of the inspections. Now that number is based on 10 hours a day, every day. They had to budget the maximum amount. It's likely going to be significantly less than that because he's not going to have to be there every day, but he had to have budget something. We had to get somebody under contract. So it's kind of a time and materials deal, but we should see a significant reduction by the time it's done. So I'm getting daily reports. There's been a lot. The detour seems to be okay. There are at times, particularly at A Street and Nat Washington Way, where the traffic backs up pretty substantially. I've been driving the route regularly and haven't had to wait that long. We have added signs telling people not to park on the railroad tracks at A Street because they are. And there is signage. I talked to Hearst about getting signage. I had a call from somebody and there was a Facebook post about if you're coming from Quincy or Soap Lake, there's no signage until you actually turn on 282. And then all of a sudden you're surprised. So I asked for signage kind of near the Four Seasons Farm Service and somewhere out of Soap Lake before you decide what way you want to go. There are signs up, but they're not acceptable signs. And I don't know, Leidig is calling Hearst to see if they just bought some signs temporarily to get something up until the big ones are done. But if you're coming north out of Quincy, just so when you get to the Four Seasons Farm Service, there's an actual highway sign that says SR 282. And it's, you know, it's like the size of a yield sign. Well, they got a sign kind of the size of a campaign sign, just printed up very quickly and printed, you know, the detour stuff and put it, so it's actually smaller than the yield sign. And it looked, I told them it looks like a garage sale sign. So that's not going to catch anybody's attention. And that needs to be a normal big sign, sandbag, you know, so they were going to look at that this morning. They may have already ordered them and that was just a temporary fix to get something up. So I have not heard back yet this morning. So, but not too many, you know, my original post on Facebook, still only 6 comments.
That's a good thing, Tom.
Well, there was a comment, it's a dumb comment, about the ridiculousness of closing the highway there at Airport Road. You know, and this was in response to my post about a flagger almost getting hit. And they say, you need to cone that off. How are people supposed to know that thing? Well, I drove last night. There are 5 signs, including an electronic reader board, in a half a mile before you get to these giant barricades.
Yeah.
And if you don't see those, you need to get off your phone.
Or you probably need to stop driving.
Yeah.
You get off your phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're doing something if you don't see all of those and you don't see these barricades that are 5 feet tall.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
Yeah. So I am going to make a Facebook post today and I'm going to post some pictures online about some of the progress that's been done. So, you know, we're 1 week in. All of the pavement has been completely removed. The 30 and 24-inch casings were installed, and this is for our water, for the city's reclaim, for the PUD's power. That casing totaled nearly 400 feet. It all had to be welded together, inspected, buried. So that was a lot to get done. The contractors did destroy a whole bunch of PUD conduits that were not correctly located. Luckily, they were future and they were empty. And we have no financial obligation as the PUD was aware that we were doing this work and they didn't notify us, and the locate was 16 feet off of where these things were. So, so it's not on us.
Not much you can do about that.
But that was, that's already been repaired. We did help with that. We were in the ditch, so, but we're not financially obligated for any of that. We did encounter spongy areas in the intersection. The DOT presumed it was a water leak. There was a number of emails that we had going back and forth. They assumed it was a water leak associated work we had already completed, but we hadn't installed any water across the highway yet. So once everything was explained to the DOT, then they realized that it was just soft and spongy material, just like we're dealing with. It's the exact same thing that we're dealing with at Wheeler Road. And it's just something about this area. We have it in our parking lots here. You're hit and miss. They've had to over excavate some of the area about 12 to 18 inches on the south half of the roundabout. But lucky for us, all of the fill that we kept, so when we did the grading for the jail site, we had 32,000 cubic yards of dirt that we had to move. We kept 16,000 of that as topsoil and grading and just kind of created a hill. And that's still on the site. They're using that. The inspector looked at it and said, you can't get a better road base than this. So there's no cost associated to us. They're not driving anywhere to get the fill to fix this stuff. So it's only the cost of the over excavation. It's going to be pretty minor. I think we'll probably make it up elsewhere. But so that is all done. Selland is doing a job hazard analysis this morning, and they'll be installing the water line. This is the permanent water line that'll tie in front of Dollar Tree. And then our water and the city's water distribution system will be officially looped, which is really going to help a lot of residents. So, and I want to take a moment and emphasize the excellent relationship between the county, the PD, and the city. Even Ray has mentioned how happy he is with the relationship. I think it's become a lot better. I think it's been really conducive to a lot of conversations outside of the jail, between the city, the PUD, me, the city, I mean, all parties. See it just continue kind of in a positive direction. I did provide a tour.
Well, Tom, I just want to thank you because you're like 98% of the county's interaction. So
well,
huge
thank
thanks.
you. I appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun to be a part of. So I did provide a tour of Fallon from the PUD on Thursday, and that was a great opportunity to just kind of walk around, not really compressed with time, and talk about matters of the PUD, the county, the city. It was a really good conversation. I think there's going to be opportunity to collaborate, long term on like energy impacts of the region, that kind of stuff, how it's affecting everybody. That's a long-term issue, but it provides a great opportunity for the county to have deeper engagement with the community, on numerous levels. So I've requested an appraisal from Accredited. They have not returned a phone call, an email, and I need to get somebody locked up on an appraisal for that panhandle. So I'm going to try and find somebody else today and see if I can't get that moving on.
Might talk to Phil.
I'm sorry?
Phil Bork.
I can call, I know that name, so.
He's just right over here across the street. He has a recommendation.
Okay.
Or they may be able to do it themselves.
All right. Interesting, I sent you an email, maybe you received it from Wasatch. Washington State Appeals Court rules counties have standing to challenge the state's indigent defense funding system. So in a significant decision today, the Washington State Court of Appeals reversed a lower court's dismissal of a lawsuit filed by Wasatch with Lincoln, Pacific, and Yakima counties against the state of Washington. The ruling allows the counties to proceed with their legal challenge to the constitutionality of the state's current funding system. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. There at Wasatch is asking all of us to reach out to our legislative members and ask them to sign on to the letters, so I'm sure you guys have been updated on that. Thought it was pretty interesting though. And I had something else on the legislative front. I don't know what that is. I'll have to find it. I apologize. County Leaders is scheduled for November. So I have registered to attend. The early bird rates are available. So if you are going to go, I suggest you sign up. Also, once you attend, you get the link to register at the Davenport. So I don't have to do that because I just go home. So there's no hotel costs, but the Davenport does sell out, especially if you're planning on going on that Monday night. That night sells out quickly. So if 2 or 3 of you are going, you'll want to do your registration and then hit that link and get your hotel room. Otherwise, you might have to stay somewhere else. So, because they don't have that many rooms. I am working with Derek at Wasatch to include more IT specific opportunities at the County Leaders Conference. I think it's a great venue to get in-state IT peers together and discuss issues specific to Washington State. And Derek was completely on board with that. I think it's a great idea. It's on numerous fronts. I was talking to Keith about, possibly, and I wanted to talk to the board about it too, but possibly have Keith go to that and do a session. And that would really help him from a growth perspective, getting up, standing in front of people, speaking, discussing IT stuff, networking, of course. but also getting some public speaking skills going, I think is a great opportunity for him. But we'll see. None of that is decided, so, and I need your guys' approval to do that, so. Lastly, we did have a meeting last week on the LEAD conference coming up in November. I thought it was a good meeting. I think that's going to be successful. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing it come together. I think some good ideas were batted around for what we can do. And I think I got all of that in 15 minutes. I'm speaking too quickly. I'm sorry. I could have easily made that take a half hour, but anyway, that's what I've got for you this morning.
Thanks, Tom.
Unless you have any questions for me.
Oh, there's
Not yet.
lots to talk about.
Awesome. Well, there's always lots to talk about. Rob, if you have a few minutes, I would like to get together with you and just discuss a couple of things privately, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And other than that, that's what I've got. I hope, Caitlin, enjoy HPL.
Yay, I'm excited.
Oh, Rob, so you're aware, on the HPL paperwork, I have you listed as the supervisor so that,
Yeah, she sent me an email. I'm trying to reply.
You've already done
I
it?
already did it. I did everything. I did literally everything except for the live webinar.
Caitlin is on top of things. Caitlin will have her week done probably Tuesday night.
Right on.
Okay.
They have added, because of interest, they have added another HPL course starting in September. So if you don't want to wait until January, we do have a spot that we can put you in September if you want. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Of course, that'll be right in the middle of budget, so.
Probably best for me to wait till January.
Okay.
Give it a year and then you're like, okay, I've been here a year. I can like take a breath. And it's, I really enjoyed the course.
Today they've got 1 week left in the current course. I spoke with Phil, coach, this morning. He was really enjoying it. He and I are having a lot of great discussions about that course. I've had a couple of really good discussions with Kim Allen too. So today at 11 o'clock, I'm taking her and Cheryl on a tour of the jail. So I'm sure we'll discuss it a lot more, and it'll be good to see where she's at on that.
And thank you, Tom, for spearheading that. And I think it's just a follow-up too, to continue what we learned, to continue it.
Yeah. Well, I have a plan for that. I need to start that before it's already kind of been too long, but I need to get that going. So, okay, I'm done.
All right, we're going to recess until 9 a.m. Good morning, it's 9 a.m. and we have canceled our development services update for this week. We will be back in session at 9:30 for a commissioner office update. Good morning, it's 9:30 a.m. and we are here for the commissioner's office update. Good morning, Barb and Caitlin.
Good morning. First is the pending decision spreadsheet. Caitlin emailed that to you last week. I didn't print it this morning. I figured it hadn't changed in a while. We can just keep it electric if that's okay. So do you have any questions on your pending decision spreadsheet? Any changes you'd like to make? If you do, let me know. Review of public hearings. Do we have any manana?
Yes, you have one tomorrow. It is a request for a budget extension for Fund 137.001, which is opioid settlement. It's to pay our invoice for the opioid abatement council for the fiscal year of 2026. I did invite Dell and Mandy to it, but we need to do a budget extension for the account so we can pay the invoice. The amount of $451,733.26. I'll be here to talk about that.
The information's on your website. If you have anything to look at. Review of this week's meetings. Do you have any questions about your meetings this week? Cindy, I thought you were out this week. You were out today.
It doesn't start until 6 o'clock tonight, and then it's actually tomorrow, so I just went ahead
Oh,
and
good.
canceled it. So.
Oh, well, that's too bad. You had it on the calendar. Must have been something you wanted to go
No,
to.
I didn't specify a day, so. Silly,
But you'll be here tomorrow, you're not going to it anymore?
correct.
Oh, okay. Any other questions on any of the other meetings on your calendar?
So,
Wednesday, I think both Cindy and I are gonna be at that groundbreaking at Mattawa. Or the new convenience store in Mattawa. Hottest day of the week.
We'll be fast.
We
I'm
should
sure
be
they'll have
able
a
to
chance.
buy drinks.
It'll be hot. Okay, calendar invitations?
So after working with Emily and Mandy and Tina and Human Resources, we have resolved the budget. So the current balance that is available in travel right now is $4,074.22. And then for seminars, schools, and workshops, which is what we would use for your registration for the conferences, there is $6,730 available. So I think that would be plenty of money for whoever to go to WASAC or the Board of Health training. So I can talk a little bit more about the issues with the budget afterwards, but I guess first thing we were looking for confirmation maybe from Rob or Kevin or Cindy about the Board of Health training in Ellensburg. I think you
if
two had
none of
said.
them are going, then I'm not gonna go to that.
No,
I've already been
You've already done it?
run around about, it's just basically, you probably have a pretty good grasp what the health district does, and I guess if you don't, but sitting on the board here, I mean, if you want to go,
Well, I'm
Teresa's
not-
not going,
Oh, well, then there's no point to go.
it's just, I think if you had somebody new.
I was just like, oh, well, I'm sure I'll have to be on there at some point. I should probably go.
I'm not saying you,
No, I don't need to go. I'm not looking.
I'll bet
to-
you have a pretty good understanding after dealing with the health district on
Oh,
what
yeah,
they
I
do and
deal
what they
with them
don't
on
do. and-
water, testing, septic, food, drugs. I don't know. Pretty decent idea.
Burgess, any interest?
I've been dealing with the health district for 30 years, so I
Okay.
have a really good understanding of what they do and what they don't do.
Okay. And then the Wasatch County Leaders Conference. I know, Rob, you had said that you were interested in going.
Yeah,
Kevin's
someone's gonna
good.
go to that.
Yes. Okay. And then
Yeah, I
Kevin?
go too.
Cindy?
I was waiting to see what the budget, I think I probably spent my share of the budget, so I don't know what is left.
We don't, Barb and I do not have any other huge trainings coming up that would be pulling from the travel budget. So basically that whole 4,000 for travel would be used for the hotel and the reimbursements and everything for WASAC. And then there's the 6,000 and some change for the registration. So
Okay, so did you get the correct, because I showed that we were down to
It's-
$800.
yes, so once we figure this out, I can talk more about what's going on with that. It's kind of a long walk for a short drink of water, but
So there
it's-
is funding in there,
yes.
in the account.
yes. Yep. Did you want to
Okay,
go?
yep, I will go if there's
Okay.
funding.
Are the commissioners fine with Barb or I just using the credit card and registering and getting your hotel rooms and stuff?
Yeah,
the
that
early
way we
rate,
get
As
the.
long as it's your credit card.
My personal one, I don't think it would fly, but
No.
we can. Okay. Okay, so we will work on getting that done. So,
And I will not need the Monday, I don't think,
I don't think
because
I
I'm
want
not
the
on the
Monday
WASAC board of directors, so I think it's just be Tuesday and Wednesday. And it looks like it's over on Thursday night.
Okay.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll probably.
Just
cancel
Spokane
Thursday
this
night.
time, right?
yes,
Yeah, it's coming home, it's fine.
checking out on Thursday.
That's
Or
probably what
checking out
I'll
on
do.
Wednesday.
Isn't there like a banquet or
We're in
something
Portland, that kind of different.
for Thursday night in case you wanted
There
to
usually is a banquet or
join
something.
that?
So do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I will probably cancel Thursday ones if I can drive home earlier.
Okay, so you want to check in on Tuesday and check out on Thursday?
Yeah. For me.
Probably, yes.
Do you want to
And-
attend the banquet on Thursday and come home Friday?
So I don't know if there's a banquet, then I'll come home Friday morning. So book it till Thursday night, so I leave on Friday, but I will probably.
Usually everybody's gone by the banquet. I went to the banquet last year and it was like
Nobody was there.
maybe like 70 people,
70
Usually
of
the
your
banquet's
closest
the
friends.
big.
50,
Okay.
70. Yeah, nobody's there on the last day.
Okay, so I guess just Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Okay. And Kevin, did you want to attend Monday?
What's on Monday? Do we know?
Monday evening, they usually have like.
It's usually like a, yeah. well,
And that's to start Tuesday. Well, see, we don't even really start until Tuesday because,
You're on ledge-steering
but
and
if
all
you're on
that.
lunch steering, I think you
Yeah, you
start
should
in the
go.
morning.
Yeah, because you do your voting at that.
There you go.
And then do you want to check out on Thursday also, or check out on Friday?
I'd probably check out on Thursday as well.
Okay. So with the budget, the long and short of it is that HR accidentally made a couple charges to our travel budget. We had given them the expense code to use to pay for Kevin when he went to Wasack last year in place of Kirk.
Okay.
And then they put it on a wrong line. It was, a little, just a typo. So Tina and HR is working on getting that corrected. It ended up being like about $2,000 that they charged our travel budget by accident. But then also we started the transfer from the 105 fund into our travel budget to pay for Rob's NACO expenses.
Okay.
And a journal entry was started by Aaron back in May. I have confirmation of that, but it is not going to be reflected on the expenditure reports on the intranet unless Mandy goes in and makes it say that. So the expenditure report that is posted online is not an accurate reflection of what is in the travel fund. But Emily and I combed through the spreadsheet last week. We are sure that what we have is a pretty accurate reflection. So that 4,000 in travel and the 6,700 for registration fees.
So will they be correcting that on online or?
Tina's working with Mandy to get the HR portion corrected, and then after that is fixed, then Emily and I will talk to Mandy about the journal entry transfer and having that show as a credit on our account, but.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to put that last? Do you want to do it right now?
It's super quick.
Okay.
One of the proposers that was denied for the travel planner publisher RFP is asking if they can have a debriefing meeting with the selection committee about why their proposal was not chosen. Is that something that you guys would want to do, or would you like me to respond and say no?
I mean, I don't want a debriefing meeting. If they want the option of like somebody telling them why they didn't select them, then that's fine. Which one's that one for? The planner?
Yeah.
I don't even know who was selected.
You have not selected anyone. You've got the top three that
But
were,
they weren't in the top three.
they were not in the top three. So we did
Not even
tell
in the
them.
top
that they were
three.
not.
So why would we need to do that?
Yeah, I
They
wouldn't even.
asked, and I just wanted to check with you guys before I responded,
Yeah, I don't.
just in case. But if you do it for one,
You
you
do
would,
it for all.
Yep.
No.
so, okay.
I'm good with no on that one.
It's two. Cindy, are you also good with no?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, since we're not fully completed.
That is,
Okay, Board of Equalization update. We had a resignation recently. Mr. Brandon Douglas resigned from the board. We are still waiting to hear from Mr. Richard Lights. We have not heard anything from him with the formal resignation. It's been over a month. The chair did reach out to him again via email. We haven't heard back as of yet. So I don't know if you had heard
I
anything.
told Caitlin I'll be picking up his iPad or his laptop on Wednesday when I'm down in Mattawa.
Okay. Did that get confirmed with the email from Kevin?
what email? Devin?
Wasn't that the one that Jim Brakebill sent to Richard? Did Richard say he would do that?
I don't know, that was,
Oh, okay,
Cindy had mentioned in
I
passing,
know Jim-
maybe picking up.
okay.
Jim was trying to send out an email, but I don't think it ever went out.
It did finally go out. I think he then got it twice because the system kind of, I got it twice.
So you may have gotten it twice. But
Oh,
I-
you only got it once?
I never
Okay.
did get it.
You never got it? Okay, I did
So I wonder
finally
if you
get
sent
it.
it to my old email address.
Potentially without your R in there,
Yeah.
so.
That's probably what's out.
So that's why I didn't know if we had gotten confirmation as far as I knew about picking that up, so. Okay. But we still have him on our stuff because we haven't received his official resignation.
So what do we do in that regard?
That's an excellent question for the board.
He hasn't formally
No.
resigned.
He gave his verbal, but then the direction from the board was that we were told to wait until we'd gotten a written resignation,
Well-
but we have not.
Yeah, but I guess give me another verbal. I don't know what
Well,
to tell
maybe
you
it'll
on
be
that
a
one.
letter when you get it back, I don't know.
Or we could proceed with the board saying that we want to proceed. Because now we're down 2 members, which leads me also to the members and alternates. The board, the commission would like to inform you that they're now going down from 3 alternates to 2, because it doesn't make sense to have 3 and 3 all the time and have the 3 there. So they can manage the board with 2 alternates, so they're gonna
Do
go
we
down.
currently have 3 alternates?
Al?
No, Brandon Douglas has resigned, so there's,
Well, there's
well, I
members
guess
open for
technically,
3.
yes. Yes.
So we just need to,
So
Fine,
who is
two.
on the board? Okay, so it's,
Currently Richard Lights.
well.
He's-
you
well, he's
know
not on the
he's
board.
gone. Okay,
It's,
it's,
Well, he hasn't
Like-
resigned yet, that's why I
Rick
keep
Bill, but
saying
he's
that.
no, sorry, I
not-
thought she meant just like the, not alternates, but like
Oh,
the,
okay,
the
so the
I thought-
actual members.
Jerry,
Sorry.
Marge, and the other gal.
We now only have 2 permanent ones, so it's
so Brick Bill
Marge
and
and
Marge, they are on the
Jim,
board.
yeah.
Jerry, and who else is the other alternate?
Rosa Decker.
Yeah, so we have 4, right. So we need to decide. Take Brandon's place, is that what we need to do, or? is that something
Does
they decide?
this board decide or does the BOE
No,
decide?
we decide.
I mean, it only makes sense to put Jerry in that position. Have Rosa as a backup.
She doesn't want, Rosa has stated she does not want to be a full-time member. She only wants to be an alternate.
And so Jerry, and they've already had their training. Rose has had her training as
Yes.
well.
Him and Marge,
Right.
and then find another alternate.
To have
Rose is
2
the only one that
alternates.
represents me, right?
This board has been the one that we
He's the only
don't
one, 'cause I
represent.
took it as Brandon was
terms. Yeah,
good enough.
Yeah, I think they're on District 1. I don't know about Rosa, where Rose is at. I did have a name for Quincy.
also for review of the BOE petitions, they've been reviewing them at home without getting reimbursed pay. So we're now going to change that, so they'll be emailing me when they do their trainings at home so that they can get paid for them.
I think that's again a board decision, or when did that decision get made that they were?
I was told to let you know that they're going to start getting paid for the time, that
And
that
who
was
made
their
that
decision. The Board of Equalization.
Okay. I would like to have a little, usually they ask us, and usually the boards don't tell us how it's gonna work, so I would like to,
Their interpretation,
discussion
they're
with that.
quasi judicial, and I'm just bringing information back to you.
but we do control their budget,
Yes.
so I would like, which I'm not opposed to it, I just feel like we need to do it correctly.
And
Just like
I
these
recommend, highly recommend you call Jim Brakebill as the chair. And he said, please reach out to him with any questions that you have.
I have a question on that one.
Please reach out to the chair. Chair to chair would, or chair to commission member would be fantastic.
Yeah, Jim's usually pretty good about keeping us up to date, but
I think that's it for that one. So please reach out to chair. Do we have?
Tony's online.
Okay. I guess we don't talk about anything else. I don't want to jump into Tony's time.
They, I mean, I can save this for a work session, I suppose. The luncheon request.
And yeah, we'll bring up other stuff at your roundtable. So Tony can have his time. Morning, Tony.
Morning, Tony.
Good morning.
You can bring that in at our work session.
Okay.
morning, Tony.
Oh, perfect. I don't know if I can just jump right into it. So for just veteran services updates, this past month, been working with Trevor, the new hire, just trying to get him cemented into the policies and procedures of the office. Biggest thing is just teaching him what procedures and policies the Veterans Assistance Fund, what day-to-day looks like, what's to be expected going forward. Contacted the Washington Department of Veterans Affairs to get him set up to go through the Veteran Service Officer training, so this way he can get accredited on that as well. So if I have to leave for an extended period of time, like I had to do a couple of years ago when I had a baby, there'd be someone here in this office just so they can answer questions about anything that we've done. I've been working with Otis from the VBA, the Vietnam Veterans of America, trying to get updates on if they're going to be able to have another service officer come into the area. He said he has it out there posted, but no one has yet looked into applying for it. So he said if he does get someone, it probably won't be until next year that he's able to provide a VSO for us here, because they have to go through the training, and the course is 6 months as well. So depending on how fast they want to do it, I completed my training within a week. But the course does allow up to 6 months to take the training. Let's see, we have 4 agencies working in this office along with me. You have Robert Bates, I have Hope Source, I have Work Source, and then I have Victoria Douglas now. She's in here as the VetCorps navigator that has been reinstated. So we have all these agencies able to provide things for veterans. Hope Source is the new addition. They're able to work with me along with the Veterans Assistance Fund. So if I put in a homeless veteran in a hotel, they're able to then take them and see if they can find long-term housing for that veteran. Also, they just had someone come in here and help veterans, where I can connect veterans with the VA through disability from their time in service. The Hope Source representative is able to connect them with Social Security or Social Security disability as well. So we're definitely trying to make this place into a one-stop shop, to where if a veteran comes here, we can meet a lot of different needs, whether it's VA disability or SSI or SI disability or just Social Security. But aside from that, that's pretty much all I have. I was working with Kevin with updating my job description. That's been Kevin, I'm not sure if that's been done yet, but we finished it. We sent it to Cora. But that's pretty much all I have as of right now. Do you guys have any questions for me, or anything that you guys would like to see me do in the future?
When was the core navigator reinstated?
That one, I sent an email back in the end of June saying that it's back up. They extended it for the month of July. They're going to see if they're going to continue until the end of August, where the contract was initially. But as of right now, we haven't heard anything yet. So we're kind of still in the waiting mode until they can give us more information.
Okay, I don't see anything, just that they were pulling it, the 30th of April. Okay, yeah, I don't see where it was reinstated. An email.
Let me see
Did
if
you
I
send
can.
it to the entire board or?
Oh, I thought I did. I might have just forwarded it to the attorney's office when they asked me just to keep them updated. Forward. No, so it looks like I didn't forward it to the board. That's my mistake, but I can send you guys that right now just so you guys can look at it.
Yeah, I don't, for some reason didn't get it.
Rob, you wanna? I just forwarded it to Cindy, Anthony.
What's that?
I just forwarded that to Cindy.
Oh, you did? Oh, maybe I just sent it to you. But I just sent it to all the whole board as well. But so we have that up and running. She's been going out, visiting veterans, letting veterans know what we have to offer here, and it's been very good. Especially now that we've taken over the whole building. We have big signs out in the front. Our walk-ins have increased. We're seeing about 6 or 7 people Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Mondays and Fridays seem to be our busiest days where we're seeing at least 10 or more people walk in to ask questions. Uh, but yes, I mean, the biggest thing is, whatever we can do to help out veterans in our community, I'm trying to bring it here. So this way, if possible, one-stop shop. It's a warm handoff. It's not something to where I tell them, hey, call this number, and if they're able to get a hold of somebody, because sometimes if you call a number and you don't pick up, sometimes they feel like you've just been handed off to somebody else. So definitely trying to avoid that feeling for people and trying to make sure that they're connecting to someone as soon as they leave my office. But that's it for me. Is there anything else?
Nothing for me.
Anything else?
Thank you, Tony.
Perfect. Thank you so much. You guys have a good day, and we will speak again later.
Okay, thanks,
Thanks,
Tony.
Tony.
Bye.
Do you want to touch on any of these other topics?
For the elected official department head luncheon, Human Resources has a presentation ready about FMLA. That was something that the commissioners had asked about at the last one, and they just didn't have time to get it ready. But if you guys are fine, they'd be happy to present that during the luncheon next week. But
I think it would be nice if we have time, because I think we have more questions than answers on that.
Then, one
We
was
requested the joint study session from the city of Moses Lake. Did they request that?
that.
I have that. So I was reached out by the city clerk from Moses Lake stating that Rob Karlinski, I believe is his name, is asking, do you remember when the board attended the joint session out at the golf course with the PUD, the city, and the commissioners? They're looking to have something like that just between the city and the county. She says, ask if you, the 3 commissioners, could entertain hosting a daytime meeting on a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday this fall as late as October or November. Is that something the 3 of you are interested in me getting scheduled?
Yeah, was it gonna be a day meeting or a night meeting?
She says a daytime meeting on a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Probably Wednesday would probably be better. Thursday, Friday gets a little dicey.
Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday is probably good. Friday's probably not a good idea.
I'd recommend having it during the day and not during the lunch hour or dinner hour, because there's a little kickback on that last one.
Would you like it like afternoon or in the morning?
In the morning would be awesome.
Okay, like maybe a 10 to 12 or 9, maybe 9 to 12, 3 hours
I guess
on a
ask,
Wednesday.
meeting 4 and then
Say that again, Kevin, I'm sorry.
So maybe ask them what their schedule looks like, and then we can work around it for that morning. If they want to do a 10 to 12 or a 9 to 11 or.
Yeah, I can do that as well. I'm working with their clerk. Yeah, and they said as late as October or November, so we've got a ways to think about that.
Yeah, it's just basically like we did before, just where you communicate, talk about stuff you have going on, work on stuff together if there's something you can.
Perfect. I'll get working on that schedule. And then real quick here before 10 o'clock, Public Works reached out. Do you recall that the board approved a RAV4 for another vehicle for next year? They're saying it looks like the RAV4 may not be available and are wondering if you would entertain a Honda CRV or some type of hybrid. But then now we've been having that discussion about giving the vehicles back. So I guess I'm looking for a
Who's the
decision.
RAV4 for?
It would be replacing 619, our offices.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we talked about
The Escape.
looking at some of the overall, we have a lot of vehicles in different offices and departments that are not being utilized and maybe having one large pool. So I think that we probably need to have a little more. They were gonna get us, I think, the breakdown of those vehicles.
They sent those last week. It would have come from John Rissy, I believe. Or John Spees. It was a John.
I think it was John Brissy.
So we need to look at that and make,
They must not be communicating with their vehicle gentleman, John Spees, because he's asking what the three of you would like as an alternate to the RAV4 that you picked earlier.
Okay.
Yes, maybe we can add it to the agenda for tomorrow with Public Works.
Any car needs replaced, it's that one.
Amen.
Okay, we'll take a quick recess until 10 a.m. Good morning, it's 10:02 a.m. and we're here for an accounting office update.
Good morning.
Mandy, Felicity.
Thank you. Okay, so last week was pretty chaotic. We had a lot of things that we tried to get done. We were able to get half of the quarterlies done, excess tax, L&I. Biggest issue we're working on, Tyler, is our import files and making sure that we have a file that we can export out of Tyler into WinCams so that they continue to use WinCams. This week we have 3 days with John Wiggins, our financial IC with Tyler, and finishing up the rest of those quarterlies that are due the 31st. Trying to think. Oh, okay. So the monthly financial report for June, I have not been able to complete that. I was busy, and then when I went to go do it, I didn't have the right access to import the files from Treasury Office into DP, and have been working with Phil to get that done. I have a meeting again with him today at 10 to hopefully finish that so I can get the files imported into our system. Once I've done that, I have to reconcile and then produce the reports, and the reports actually take a couple hours to run. If I can get that running by tonight, then I might have them by tomorrow morning. If I can't, I won't have them for tomorrow's financial update.
What time do you meet with him?
10:30, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, no, right after this is he's calling me. He'll remote into my computer, and he has to reconfigure some mapping for the files. Hopefully we can do that. I don't know. But just in case, we might not have those reports by the financial meeting tomorrow morning. Hopefully still we can have them published before the end of the month, the 31st. I have Felicity here with me because we have a couple of payroll audits updates. DRS, we just had our exit conference with our audit with them. We are still, I don't know, negotiating or discussing. We disagree with one of their recommendations about reporting contracted personnel to DRS. So Our prosecutor is looking into that, and we don't have a solid answer yet, but that is a pending item for the DRS audit. We also had an audit by Woodcott's.
Western Conference Teamsters, yeah.
Yes, and they completed their audit and gave us their results. We also have some disagreements related to that. I have Felicity to give a brief snippet preview of what's to come with the Woodcott's audit.
Yeah, so in February 2025, they reached out to us to perform their audit. They gave us their findings, and they found that we underpaid and that we owe some interest fee on that, but we are disputing we did an internal audit and we're disputing what they think that we owe. And then we submitted a request to waive the interest. So that's all pending right now, but we are gonna schedule a separate meeting with you guys in HR to discuss that further in depth.
Our financial and single audit is still ongoing. No results at this time. They haven't technically selected their federal program, but most likely it'll be the same SLURF program as last year and highway planning from Department of Public Works. But that's an unofficial area that they've selected, so.
Hope you're ready to get ready then.
Yeah, and I don't know if we updated you officially when our accountant that was supposed to start August 11th rescinded her acceptance of our job offer. So we've reposted and are getting new applications to hopefully interview and hire someone.
Did they get a different job or just change their mind?
I don't know.
Okay.
I suspect they got an offer from their current
Okay.
employer.
That's happened.
Yeah.
before. Okay.
Unless there are any questions from me?
We had added to your agenda the 2026 budget.
Oh, the scheduling for that. Yes, so we are planning to do the budget in Tyler. We believe that we can have everybody go in and do their draft budget in Tyler, even though we're not live. So we'll do our budget call, as always, in August. I don't have a firm date for when that has to be completed by departments and into me. Typically, that's been mid to end September. So because we've had hearings or those departmental meetings in October, we are planning to do the actual meetings with departments in November of this year. So there'll be more time for departments to draft their 2026 budgets. So that's not a hard date. I don't have that to tell, oh, departments will have to have that into me by October 24th. I don't know that date yet, but yes, we will be doing it in Tyler. So the format will be entirely different than it has in previous years. The 2025 budget is in the same place as it was last year, so people can access to review their old information. And the current 2025 data will come from Tyler. And as far as the hearings, how we set that up, we just need to decide, do we want to do specific blocks of time for each department? Do we want to do, or how we had it last year where they were on deck and we just had the whole day and these 6 people were going to be that day?
I think the board has moved to specific times. And I believe Kirk should be back, and we have tasked him with working on the budget portion of that. So if we want to wait a week, he can help you get those scheduled out.
Okay, perfect.
I think he'll be back the 3rd.
Do all the departments have access
For August 4th.
to do this, Tyler?
Not yet. They will. And so we plan to do trainings again between August 18th. For a whole month, I'm going to set aside 4 hours a day to meet with various departments and train them on AP, purchase cards, budgets, and projects. It'll be the department's option to select which areas, if any or all that they want. And I hope to have the sign-up sheets out before Friday of this week to send out to them so they can start to pick some times and dates that work for them and get those scheduled. Once we start to do those, we'll be able to give them the access to the budgets and play around in it a little bit before they have to actually go and do the budget in the production environment. But at that time, we'll know for sure who needs access and if they've had it, been given it. Forgetting anything?
Good luck finding your new employee.
I'm gonna take Caitlin.
No. No, nobody wants that.
Well, we don't want
Good
you
luck
to
with
take
that.
Caitlin.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. She seemed like a good fit, but sometimes it just doesn't work out.
We've had a couple positions, some of our key leadership positions where we found the perfect candidate and their employer offered them more money to stay. Happened a few times.
Yeah, that's what I suspect because originally she only wanted 2 weeks to give her job notice. Then she's like, oh, they have extra projects for me. I need to extend it. I need an extra week. And then it was, oh, I'm declining. So I think that they talked her into staying.
What was the salary for that position
It's for ours.
that you were? Curious.
One moment. I mean, it's a fair wage. One drive.
We also have a parallel for payroll on August 18th that we're preparing for Tyler. Yeah.
And that'll test our
Special districts.
special
6
districts.
special districts in all of public works and checking the allocations and if it's hitting the right.
And when is the parallel?
August 18th, 3 days, so 18, 19, and 20.
And Michelle is out collecting ballots that time of year.
And is that is not the week of fair. The week of fair is isn't it the
Week of the 12th.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16?
So that would be 6 special districts and all the public works is what we're focusing on.
Bam.
Just one moment. I'm just getting logged in. I can give you that salary. Do you know what band she was?
I can look and see.
I know it's close to mine, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm having trouble accessing the OneDrive. I don't want to say for sure.
I'll just pull it up. I'm gonna, because it's probably reposted.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
72 to 85,000. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, it's preferred that they have an accounting degree and accounting experience, but obviously we're pretty flexible
Mhm.
if someone has the right experience.
No other questions. Good luck on the parallel.
Thank you.
And then, so I guess that's it. We can
Well,
go
thank you.
wrap it up. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You too.
We will go into recess until 10:15. Might as well just stay live. A few seconds. Good morning, it's 10:15 a.m. and we are here for a youth services update.
Good morning. I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. I don't know if you guys knew, but way back then, the juvenile department used to be under the supervision of the judges. In November 7 of 2011, they made an agreement between the BOCC and the judges to kind of split up, I guess, the administration of the juvenile department. In the agreement, they basically said the BOCC was gonna be in charge of the juvenile court administrator, and then also probation counselors and detention piece. And the judges was basically just gonna be doing the court piece. So this is, it is also in General Rule 29 and paragraph F, and I think this was brought up not that long ago in one of the meetings that you guys had with the judges as to something else for the general rule, but it came back to say as to what are actually the duties of the judges and if you guys have the authority to supervise the juvenile court. So setting that aside, I don't know if you guys were able to review that General Rule 29, paragraph F. Were you guys aware of that or not?
I wasn't.
They made us aware of it last week.
Last week, yeah. But basically, I don't know, I really want you guys to I guess I want to ask if I can still operate under the same instruction, umbrella, meaning you guys. And the only reason why I'm also saying that is because I do have a couple grants that we're able to actually get some funding since I'm not, under the umbrella of the judges. So for right now, things are actually working in my favor if I stay with the, under the umbrella of the BOCC. But I do understand that we also need to comply with the rules. And I think one of the rules was saying that some of the duties cannot be passed on to another different branch of the government. So I don't know if you guys will take a look at that or not, but the things that I guess if we stay under the same structure, will be my recommendation to you guys, if we can still operate how we have been. And like I say, I don't know how things were set up before since it was way before my time. But so far, things are really good for how we are as the juvenile department, and I'm not asking you guys to change anything, but I do understand if you guys want to take a closer look as to what the General Rule 29, paragraph F says as to
I
that.
know I'm reading it right now. So I guess it cannot be delegated to persons in either the legislative or executive branches of government. Presiding judge may delegate the performance of ministerial duties to court employees, but they are still the presiding judge. In addition to exercising general administrative supervision over the court, except those duties assigned to the clerks of the Superior Court, pursuant the presiding judge shall. So, we haven't had any problems, and they were actually the ones that asked us to take over youth services, so I would think that, I think at the end of the day, they're still over it, but we are just managing more of the indirect.
I agree, because it mainly said I think way back then, and I'm not sure, I did ask a couple questions, but I think they were having a lot of problems with detention. And so at the time, the judges decided, to pass it on to the BOCC. But, so far, like I say, I think things have definitely improved and things are a lot different than they used to be. So if we leave it as how we have it right now, that will be my preference. Like I say, we do have some grants and we're able to actually raise some funds and some money for some of our grants, that if I was under the judges, I don't think I will be able to do that. So that will be my recommendation if you guys are taking a look at that or not. But I would rather stay the way that we are right now. I don't know if you guys have any questions for me.
I don't.
I don't have any other.
All right. If you guys do make a decision, if you guys please let me know. But like I say, I think if we stay the way we are, that will be my
Okay,
preference.
I think the Superior Court judges are, I don't think they have a desire to take it over, so it's just was something that brought up, they were here with district court, and I think it's more of a HR aspect with district court, so that kind of spurred it on, and I thought, well, if we need to look at this, this is also a governing situation that we have.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, because also my job description, it says that, I'm under you guys' direction also. That will need to change if something happened, but I know that hopefully we'll stay the way that it is right now. So, all right, that's it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go into a quick recess until 10:30. Good morning, it's 10:31 a.m. and we are here for a renew update with Dell Anderson.
Morning, commissioners. How are you?
Morning.
Oh, good.
Good. I was asked last week to provide a training on positivity at next week's department head meeting. I was just going to
Yes.
ask if you had something specific on positivity or if there were specific issues you would like me to speak to. I just was looking for some direction in the conversation.
Well, Dr. Williams or Williamson.
Yep.
It's a great person on positivity where you're just, I think we just need to remember we need to compliment in public and criticize in private or correct in private. And I see it, we need to work on that.
Okay.
And we did the NACO training, and it's like, it just says you bring your own weather when you just notice people that have been going through that NACO leadership. I don't believe you did because you went through something a little more intense, but just bring in your own weather. And I thought it's been really good.
Yeah, I hear from, I've got one team member here that's completing that now, and here it's terrific. He's really appreciated being able to attend that and start moving through the training. So it sounds like they're learning a lot through that and doing well.
And the nice part is ongoing. So it's just, you kind of have to refresh it Monday through Friday. You're looking at it for 12 to 14 weeks. It says 12 weeks, but you have 2 weeks off here and there. So it goes a little
Yeah.
long. Oh, yeah. I would just, positivity.
Okay.
You're the guy, Dell. You're the guy.
Oh gosh. Kevin or Rob, any other comments or direction you feel like that should head?
I don't have any. I was hoping that you'd be able to do that for us.
Perfect. Yep. Awesome.
Try every day.
Kevin's his positivity attitude.
Yeah.
His I can do attitude.
Awesome. No, that just helps me. I just figured something as general as positivity, I could come in with anything. So I was just looking for some different directions if you're experiencing an issue or if you want me to speak to something very specific. So this helps. And then the other item I have for this morning is there's a conference in Portland on September 11th, and it's Performance Excellence Northwest. This is a regional conference that is for Alaska, Washington, Idaho, and Oregon. And I've been asked to be a panel speaker with 3 other executives on the topic strategies for building a culture of improvement. And typically in the county, you ask for 90-day notice for out-of-state travel. I know preferably. And so I just wanted to know how you'd like me to handle that. If that's no, not at all, or if you want me to go ahead and submit the request and wait for an approval.
We did, I mean, kind of the drop dead is like 30 days.
Yeah.
3 days. But no, I think you're fine. We have a lot that are within that.
Okay. Yep.
Not fully out to the 90 days.
Okay.
That's executives in health or what?
It's across all industries.
Institute for Performance Excellence. I'm actually, is it the Baldrige Institute? I'm looking at it right now.
Yep, it's through Baldridge, but it's a regional program that covers the Northwest.
So how do you sign up to go? It sounds,
You
Really
you
cool.
you just register it. It's a symposium they're doing for that day, and then the second day is optional. But it focuses on leadership development, performance excellence. But it's across all industries. So it's healthcare, education, communities, and manufacturing.
Is that just you going or staff going?
I was thinking possibly 1 to 2 other people aside from me. Yeah. Or if any of you want to jump in as well, that'd be great too. You're more than welcome, I'm sure. As I become aware of these things, I can let you guys know, give better notice so that others from the county could attend as well, because it crosses all sectors. That's really all I had for you this morning, and not very much. Do you have anything for me?
probably more about the symposium that I'm sitting here looking at. It looks like it would be an awesome training. Especially Dale, if you're talking there, it's gotta be top.
Oh, no, these have been great opportunities for my continued development, and also to be acknowledged as a leader across our region, I think has been great as well.
Good.
Okay. Anything else, you guys?
Nope.
All right. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
All right, so
Yep. Bye.
we'll go into recess until 10:45, and we are back with Jim McKiernan. Dang, look at that guy wearing sunglasses. Good morning, it's 10:45 a.m. and we are here for the Fairgrounds update.
I just thought I'd wear shades, we're kind of in entertainment mode, so trying to look cool.
Yeah.
We have a lot going on, but honestly, I can't read my notes, so I'm gonna have to take these off.
Come on.
I thought maybe you're gonna start.
That's better. Now I can see. Hey, thanks for coming out and cleaning the chicken barn, Kevin.
Kevin's the man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. We had a good turnout. We had over 200, just under 200 people sign up for Saturday, which is probably the largest crowd we've ever had. The bad part was they were getting so many things done so quickly that we only kept probably 125 for pizza at 12:15. So I think we need to come up with some additional tasks for next year. It's kind of limited on what you can have people do, but painting, landscaping, and then working on their barns was pretty much the norm. But that was the largest, I'm guessing. Let's see. The rodeo crew's been coming in on the weekends. There's a little bit of disconnection in the rodeo ranks. I would say just that the right hand doesn't always know what the left hand is doing, and so we've been working through that, Chris Turner and I, to make sure that we're as supportive as we can be. But the issues are things like they need equipment when we're using it, so we're just trying to make sure they understand where we can help and when we can't help. But I would say the rodeo arena and the rodeo grounds probably looks better than it's looked since I've gotten here. So, let's see. Bonnie Helsley has asked for a date in 2026. I gave her one range of dates in June that I don't have anything scheduled. I have to, and I CC'd you guys on the email just because I have to be really careful that I don't put a dog event in when I have another animal event, because if a dog got loose and went ripping down through the horse barns, that would probably be a bad thing, especially if it's a dog that's never been around horses. Or if there's a sheep event, or I've got a junior livestock show, I can't have it. And then if I got a Kinsey, obviously I can't have a dog event in the building next door. So I gave her a range of dates. It's like June 2nd through the 6th next year, and said that's really the only dates I have available where I don't have a competing or opposing type of event. So just if you hear any feedback that we're trying to accommodate, but we're going to give up probably $20,000 to $30,000 worth of revenue that weekend in other events by giving her that range of 4 dates or 5 dates. Last thing I got is two more things. FAC. I'm requesting that we send Alex a note that says we really appreciate your time on the FAC. Thank you for your service, and that would end her service Fair Advisory Committee. Now that we have Darcy on, I think we're at a good number. If somebody stepped forward and was really super enthusiastic, we still have some spots we could dole out. But we've got a really good group, I think, very engaged. The last meeting was a good reflection of that. And then finally, Flannel Fest tickets were ahead of last year. We're using a little different ticketing company called Afton Tickets. It's the one that Hairfest uses. Jason's ticketing, it's not his company, but it's the company he uses, our partner. And so it's working out pretty well. And we may consider using them for some other events in the future. They're a lot less expensive than Sapphire. And so I figured Flannel Fest was a great way to test that to see how it worked. So other than that, things are progressing well. The grounds look amazing. The crew's doing a great job. Camping's over on Thursday nights, the last night people can camp here, and then we go into fair camping mode and start watering the heck out of the campgrounds and the rest of the grounds. And then August 1st, actually, the water in Southfield gets turned off so that we're not sinking as Pat rolls in his equipment. So that's about all I had.
Everything looks good up there.
Yeah, it looks really good. We brought in some wood chips this year to keep the dust down, especially on the rodeo side. So I think that's going to help a lot. 3 loads of what they call hog fuel, which is just a coarse wood chip, and the new bleachers are done, and they finished, I think, the fence over the weekend out there. We got the golf carts already in storage. We have huge numbers of animals this year, and I will tell you a couple of areas that I'm a little worried about. We have 129 goats, and I have 84 pens. And so we're going to put goats in barn 47, which is horse stalls, 10 horse stalls set aside for goats as well. But one of the projects we may consider next year is we've got that short sheep barn. We may think about extending it out to the center aisle, and then we can take a portion of one of the other sheep barns and dedicate it to goats. Although we have 202 sheep and 176 pens, we're about 40 pigs higher than we were last year. The only thing that's down this year is dairy. We've got 17 dairy cows coming. And Stacey Almond said that that's really due to a couple families that are just super busy and not able to show this year. And honestly, farmers are hurting a little bit, so it's kind of a burden. And to take on a dairy project for a youth that's a huge commitment. So steers and dairy are huge commitments for them. So, but the numbers of
You
goats.
actually have to own them for 2 years. Most of the other animals, you get them in a spring vacation.
Yep.
You can sell them in the fall. So it definitely is, it's a hard one.
Huge commitment. Yeah. So, but other than that, everything's going pretty good. Any questions? And packet wise, I have your packets. Do you just want me to drop those off with Barb for fair? It's got ticket maps, parking passes, all that stuff, so you can get in.
Already have mine.
You got yours, Kev? Okay.
Does it
Well,
just-
Cindy, I'll drop yours and Rob's off at the office there.
Thank you.
And I didn't get any requests for shirts this year, so I assume your shirts are, you're just gonna wear your commissioner shirts, I assume.
I have no
Apparently,
idea.
I'm the only one that doesn't have a
Got a
commissioner
shirt right there.
I guess
Cindy,
so.
I will order you special shirts if you want to give me.
I actually have I have a bunch of shirts, the blue shirts, so I will grab them.
Okay. Rob, you've got shirts, I assume?
Yep.
Yours are gonna have corn dog fixings all over the front of them?
Yeah, I'm not at that fair, but yeah, something on them.
Yeah,
Some sweat on them.
yeah. All right, that's all I got.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Bye.
Sure.
We will recess until 11 a.m. when we're back for Risk and Safety Coordinator update. Good morning, it's 11 a.m. and we are here for a Risk and Safety Coordinator update.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to give you guys an update on a couple of new claims that came in. On the 22nd, we had a near miss on SR 2282 in Airport Road. We had a driver ignore the signs and plow through the barricades, and got ticketed for that for driver inattention. Just damage to some signs in their vehicle. No injuries to any of workers or anything like that, just the signs there. So Tom has put more notices up to hopefully notify the people that there is a detour. They've done a good job of notifying people, and it has been that way for multiple weeks now. Also on the 22nd, we got a tort claim for the cell phone for the jail, where it was put in the wrong box, inmate's box, and it was given to when they were released, and the jail has done an investigation, and it was found that they did make a mistake, and so they will have to pay for that. So working on addressing that now. On the 21st, claim number 1744, which was an officer on Highway 17 doing the U-turn. We got the invoice for $8,878 to finish that claim off. So that will be closed and will be taken care of shortly. So that's being taken care of.
That was the old one?
It's about a month ago.
Oh, so that happens more than just once.
Yeah.
Once every year or 5.
Yeah, it just happened not too long ago.
I was
Since I
thinking
started.
it was the one that happened like last year.
No, just happened. And then on the 2nd, we had as I mentioned earlier, this month, we had a deputy getting out of their work vehicle. Strong gust of wind came and took their car door and put it into an employee vehicle. We have the invoice for that, and it's about $2,600. And so we're going to have that fixed. I talked to the sheriff's office, and I said, yes, we'll pay for that. So we're going to get the work done and have it billed to the sheriff's office for that. This weekend, I got a notice from the insurance company for claim 1710, which is also the sheriff's office. It's a tort claim of the amphitheater. It's attorney representing a client for the choking. They're sending the paperwork and their demand. They're demanding $750K from us for it. So we'll discuss this later about it once we get the demands, but I have got them from the insurance company, and I'll talk to the prosecutors and you guys once we get this in, how we want to move forward with this and go from there on that. And then also on Wednesdays, our safety meeting. So if there's anything you want me to bring forward on Wednesday to the safety committee, please let me know. Other than that, that is all I have at this time.
Any questions for Blair?
Nope.
Who's the safety meeting with?
It's the
Committee.
committee. It's our Grant County Safety Committee. There's a representative from each department.
Okay.
All right, hearing no additional, we will go into a brief recess until we're back at 11:15 with the treasurer's office. It is 11:15 a.m. and we will stand at ease until treasurer comes into the meeting. Good morning, it's 11:16 a.m. and we are here with Darrell Pheasant for a treasurer's office update.
Okay, so just was talking on the phone with the lady who thought fraud was happened on some guy who had no ownership in an LLC and then gave the property to himself in June. And trying to tell him there's nothing we can do. But that does bring up a point. The county treasurers, we've been asked to try to find a solution to fraud of people saying they're these people or these entities and selling property, and trying to find a solution of which county treasurers don't think how they can ever be in the middle of such a thing. But to me, I've been pushing the concept of the title companies or a separate entity who gets compensated a fee to put blocks on titles and record something to have something additionally needs to be done before ownership changes. We've had some people who want this. And we have a person who's been attempting this in this county. So.
Is that Solomon?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. There was a parcel in Royal City that all of a sudden a long lost relative shows up with the name Solomon. And the person who passed away gave the home to a neighbor, and Solomon shows up is actually living in the house right now. And it just kind of putting a few things together. Do you think that was a legit?
Well, I would always insist that they go through a title company. He will insist not to. It's perfectly fine for him to own property and buy it. But what he does is.
He didn't buy it. He just said he was a relative, and then.
Well, being a relative doesn't give him any ownership rights. He has to probate the estate. He doesn't like doing that for him either.
Okay.
You know,
Sounds like he scammed his way in.
I always insist on a title report, and then that.
I wonder if the name's been switched. I'll look it up right now. It was just kind of a little strange, and then after everything kind of plays out, it's like, wait.
So the numbers that you'll see, I've been waiting before sending to you, will look good. Good from a month comparable. I don't know if you've been made aware that accounting is right now having tough times getting into GP and giving reports. So it looks like my report will not include the data for June because when the last employee left, she was the administrator of the GP account and so they didn't have a backup. So the GP is trying to find a solution of how they can get into the software for certain areas. So we sent out a notice to all the taxing districts that we're closing down our old warrant account on September 1st. Still trying to get Port 3 to change their warrants to the new warrants. I have a hard time getting a hold of Gilbert. So they've had a lot of problems already down there regarding the prior port manager.
Talking about Gilbert Alvarado?
Yes. He's now the port manager of Mattawa. Trying to clean up all the problems because there was an article that came out regarding the prior manager and how a lot of expenses were not proper for reimbursement that he took. So that created cash flow problems as well for them. Just got a notice from Mattawa as well, school district, because of all the Fed funds that they're losing, that they're gonna be short for 2 days this month, for the last 2 days, or Tuesday and Wednesday. And they don't know about the future because of the Fed cuts that they were getting a bigger benefit from. So they're trying to figure out what to start make major changes to their budget because of that. And they have no assurances because there's not as many people working there at the Fed education of what will be dispersed and what will not. So So they're struggling right now, and we're wanting us to cover them for 2 days for 50,000, which will get bigger and bigger each month. So we have that problem. Wahkiakum County, just learned, is having major budget problems because of the Fed revenues being taken away from them that they normally got. And now they're actually making major reductions immediately by the end of August, which changes the staffing level of the treasurer's office from 2.5 to 1.5 people in that office. And they don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to reduce hours and convince the public that this is what happened when you have revenues go away. So they said that it also impact public works, that they'll have to lose a bunch of employees too for that county. Now, long ago, I kept complaining that how government wastes money. I said, if we truly were interested in government efficiency, then what we should be doing is reducing the number of counties we have in this state and take all the small ones and merge them together to get together. But of course, that's a political suicide, except now it's almost coming to a necessity for some counties. We had a foreclosure property out on Lakeview Golf Course that has a value of near $1.5 million. We had a bad address. We finally got a hold of a person that said they were going to take care of it. And then he never showed up, and then ignored our phone calls. So I decided to make a personal visit to the property. What I've learned is this person is resigning as CEO for the entity, and that his sister now is having to pick up the mess of all the accounts that are delinquent that haven't been getting paid. So hopefully we're owed $60,000 to keep the property out of foreclosure. And now we have a good mailing address for them and 3 other names of entities this people owned. So, but we had a really strange, and tried calling the county. We have this property, this huge house on a very small lot. So the house takes up pretty much the whole lot. And then there's a filed notice on it that says that the septic field is under the road and on the vacant property across the road. That's where the septic field is for this parcel. The notice says, I've never seen this type of notice, just a notice that that property can't be sold to anyone else, or the house will have to figure out where to put the septic field on their own property. Which the only place is possibly under the garages, the 3-car garage.
I'm assuming those people own the lot across the road.
It's under a different name, but under the same ownerships, people.
But that came up in a title report, right?
Yes.
So anybody that buys it can't build anything on it.
Unless you get easements and all these other stuff. I called the health district asking what happens. They had to approve this.
Yeah, well, how did they approve?
And this house isn't that old.
No, it's not.
To approve it, and why wasn't it a requirement of an easement?
And it goes under a county road?
Well, I don't know if the roads in the Lakeview, paved roads in Lakeview, are all of them county roads, or I don't know. Is that go through Lakeview, all the Lakeview homes, Brayburn and Fairway Drive and all those? Are they county roads? I don't know.
It's not in the city.
So that's what the notice said, which created a going, whoa. Only in Grant County do we have these strange situations. And so, but not an easement. And you'd think the health district, say this notice is true, the health district approved this? So I called the health district and left a message, but then their voice message didn't make sense when I called their number, their number and so
Did you leave a message for Stephanie Shotbell?
I left a message for the operator, but then the operator wasn't an operator type message. It was an individual message. It says press 0 for the operator, and then you get an individual leaving a voice message. Usually I thought an operator message would be more general and not specific to a person.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to try again,
Yeah.
because I'm called the health district. Okay, here they said this, that has to be on the same ownership, and then 2 years later, it changes ownership. So, nope, that's just showing how much fun it is in the treasurer's office. We sent out restraint notices, warnings for a bunch of mobile homes, and we're getting a lot of payments come in. In fact, we're down to 42 on mobile homes, which was started out huge number, and so we've been getting a lot of people responding to that. Also got a notice from Clemmer, William Clemmer is working on a financial package that starting October 1st, that all software services and contracts, software for software services and products will all be subject to sales tax now. So whatever we still have left not done for a package will include sales tax of the freighter rate, but then the GP system is a lot more money still to be paid. So I don't know how fast that's going, but that means that goes up 8.4% increase. So just something I got noticed today. And of course, my law is, I think my law is starts today on mobile homes and not having to wait 3 years on mobile homes that don't have a VIN. That got passed, and we've been holding off making sure we had our sale in case we had any mobile homes with no VINs, because it was an ownership in doubt situation. And we would, we'd sell it, and then they'd have to wait 3 years before they can get a title. Well, if we're a foreclosure distraint sale, there is no redemptions, there's no anything. Why are we waiting 3 years? So I wrote up a law to fix that, and a few other things in that bill. And it passed, so we'll have those type of things fixed, all these obstacles. So that's about it. What's new in the treasurer's office, but tomorrow we'll have some good numbers to show you. Now, of course, tourism numbers are down, but then we're not having as many concerts. That's gonna impact the tourism number. But
And fuel's $5, so.
So, yeah. So yeah, we're just Yakima counties, some down, a bunch of other counties are down in sales tax. So we're one of the few that's up in sales tax for the county current expense fund, but for countywide, we're just under, less than 0.5% less countywide. So the cities are dragging us down right now, activity in cities. So we'll see. And that's all I have. I'm just finding things in newspapers. It's fun things to pass on to you guys. So.
That's it for Daryl. We'll go into quick recess as we wait for the assessor to arrive.
Good morning. It is 11:35. We have Matt from the assessor's office here to give us our weekly update. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you. It's going to be a short one this morning, but I did want to just update. We're still working through the appeals that we have currently. The appraisers are out doing that. I think there are still about 50 that need responses out, but this Thursday will be our next one. And we've got them every Thursday for the next couple of weeks. So Those are going well. We're getting through those. This is our last week of new construction that ends on the 31st. So we're trying to get everything buttoned up for that, and then we'll roll back into finalizing, getting everything entered in for values from our inspection cycle that was put on hold for new construction. So all properties have been inspected for our inspection cycle, but they need to still be, the information needs to be entered in for a lot of them. So they're working on that. That'll finish up the Ephrata Soap Lake area. Our next cycle is going to be Mattawa, Royal City area. So that's where we will be. Hopefully have values set sometime in October is what we're hoping for. So it's going to depend on if we can get all the information in by then. But we're a lot sooner than we were last year, but still slowed down with everything currently. So that's everything I had. Is there anything from the commissioners?
Lisa? Harold, do you have
Oh, no, just a clarification. Okay, so the software issues that we had last year that had the statements go out, reval notices in December. So all those things got resolved and fixed by PAX, and now it's time by people. That is the delay getting to October for the reval notices to go out in October. I just was.
The slowdown wasn't anything to do with, well, I mean, it wasn't anything to do with any reporting or anything as far as PAX was concerned. It was the transition over there and being delayed and getting all the needed information entered. And when we start an inspection cycle late, which we did for this one in December, that cuts out what we typically have as 4 extra months of entering. So when we started this reval, our current reval, at the beginning of December, it pushed back the finishing of that. And so that's where the delay has just continued from the conversion. It took a while to get out initially 2 revals ago, and then took a while to get out last year. And hopefully this next year, there's less overall parcels in this next reval area than there are in the current one. And so we hope to be a little closer to what we used to have for time frame for this next year.
Okay, good.
So
yeah, just is the reval notices trigger so much time flow for your office. And
Yep.
Of course, by this time flow is still going. And is there any more BTA decisions hanging out there?
BTA is constant, so that's
How many more things are in the works of something that may or may not happen?
if you want to shoot me an email, I can email you. I don't have that in my pocket, but we have a number of BTA hearings that are upcoming.
Okay, so we're still have more possibly to go.
Yep.
On these state valued properties.
Some of them are state valued, some of them are just based on the assessment value. In fact, the next upcoming one is one that was done by our office, not by the Department of Revenue, as far as the appraisal.
Okay, all right, okay, well, good. Okay, that's good to know, because those are, it sure gets, sure like it'd be right in the October reval notices and just right when they're paying the second half taxes, but
Right.
it'll be good to hopefully get all those questions out of the way, or to get a good idea of what the volume of those values being contested.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're held to whenever the State Board of Tax Appeals can set these up. They've been backed up and delayed quite a little bit, so we're hearing the hearings that are now coming in are from still years back.
Okay.
So they're not just from last year, but 3-4 years back.
Okay. And so a lot of this is just time and with the employee level that you have right now versus of getting all this stuff inputted.
Are you talking for values in October? Yeah, that's
So
for just the delay and start. I mean, if we typically have 8 months to work on our inspection cycle when that 8 months time frame starts in December. It pushes things back. So you have 8 months, and then you've got a couple of months for new construction. But yeah, when the start is delayed 4 months, there's still quite a lot needing to be entered by the time we need to be jumping in new construction.
Yeah, and of course, new construction is what everyone is wanting.
Yeah, for the districts, yeah, that new construction value is definitely beneficial and necessary. So we put everything on hold so we can get that entered and picked up. And
So just as a general, how is new construction looking so far with the larger industrial projects?
well, we've got quite a bit. I know Clayton was out last week picking up or gathering information on Simplot and Group 14 out there. That's completed. We've got a data center that'll be going on the rolls this year as well. That'll be all new construction as well as continued construction in some of the others.
Good.
So, yep.
That gives me thinking of how it's going to be going for next year's revenues for next year. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go into recess until 11:45 when we are back for prosecuting attorney office update. Good morning, it's 11:45 a.m. and we are here for a prosecuting attorney office meeting. Rebecca Kaler is online. We got your email, Rebecca. Go ahead and in. Is she there?
Ask to unmute thing.
Only been 1 minute, so let's wait and see. Have a homeless housing plan check in today.
Becca's there.
Are we waiting for, what are we
We're
waiting?
waiting for her.
Rebecca, are you waiting for us?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
I
I
already
think we were
announced
waiting.
it and
Oh.
introduced you, and we were just
Oh,
waiting.
I apologize.
Okay.
I missed that.
Apparently I need
So, I don't know if you had a chance to take a look at my email, and Gina and Decora, I apologize, I did not send that email to you. But essentially, I did have a concern regarding the procedure that was used for appointing Brandon. And my concern had to do whether there was any kind of preliminary voting inside of executive session prior to coming out of executive session and appointing Brandon as the prosecutor. So inside, when you go into executive session, you can discuss issues. You can discuss qualifications of candidates, but you cannot take preliminary votes. You cannot do straw voting. And so in watching the hearing, my concern was Cindy, when executive session finished, Cindy immediately moved to appoint Brandon as the prosecuting attorney. My concern was that that may have indicated that there was some sort of consensus or a decision made inside of executive session, or some sort of preliminary voting done inside of executive session. So I just wanted to check to see, without giving me details of what was discussed. I do not need to know what was discussed inside of executive session, but I wanted just to check to see if there was any kind of preliminary voting or
No,
straw voting done inside of executive session.
no, there was not.
Okay.
I believe we talked about the strengths and the weaknesses of each candidate.
I don't even agree we went that far.
Yeah, we didn't. I think all of us pretty much after the interviews had made up our mind. So there really wasn't anything to discuss or to vote on in executive session. I think we all had pretty much had our minds made up.
Okay.
Rebecca, I did go through my book. It's upstairs of some of the comments that I did share, those comments that the employees in the prosecuting attorney's office on the meeting the previous week, I did quickly share with, that was probably.
Yeah, and I don't need to know what occurred in executive session. That is for executive session, and that's covered in the under the confidential cover of executive session. Um, all I wanted to confirm was that there was no preliminary voting or straw voting that occurred in executive session. So as long as that did not occur, then we're good.
So if there's another way, because this is my 9th appointment, and typically we come out of executive session, somebody will make a motion if they agree with it, they will second it. If there's no second, it will quote die on the vine. If there is a second, there will be discussion, and then it's a yes or a no. So we have to come out of executive session with some type of a vote. So I guess somebody else could have made a vote for a different person, and so that's typically how we do it when we come out of executive session. On the others, we usually thank the applicants and then make a vote for the person that we want. And
Yeah.
when we did a legislature appointment, we had 9 county commissioners, and so there was a motion and it was a vote taken, and basically it was the majority of that vote.
I don't think the concern is the after coming out, that piece of it. I think it was, did the 3 of you talk about or vote inside of executive session and then come out with a plan? And that was not the case.
No. Did not vote in executive session.
Yeah. There was no preliminary vote, as Becca's suggesting.
Okay. That's what we needed to confirm.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Not at this time.
All right, we will go into
Thank you,
recess until 1 p.m. and we are back for position management. Good afternoon, it's 1 p.m. and we are here with the team for position management.
Yeah, you have one. Do you want to present yours first and then?
Can, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can go do what you need to do and then we'll do the other folks.
Yes, yes.
She's coming down. So.
Yeah, they don't need one.
I don't need it. I just am a good listener. Thank you, though.
Thank you so much.
I just asked him to scoot down. He said it's fine. Can you scoot down?
Thank you. Okay, I'll quickly
How's
just
my
do this
shot
one
going?
if you're over.
You're gonna make me sit on the corner.
Yep, there we go. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. So this first one is for Renew. It is, the request is to add another SUD professional to the team. So this would take the overall FTE count up to 11. The genesis of the request is twofold. One is just for expanding services and the need to be able to support the SUD services in the community. Part of this is due to an employee they're currently down one headcount because an employee's out on unpaid leave as part of an approved accommodation. So the team has been able to manage the FTE shortage by covering schedules and working overtime, et cetera. But it's getting challenging. And then, of course, with people going out on vacation, it becomes very difficult to manage schedules to cover the work. So we had a conversation with Dell Anderson. He's comfortable moving forward with an additional FTE, which would take us up to a count of 11. If the employee is able to return to work, they can absorb the FTE, and it would be paid for or funded out of MH 108. And we currently have a position out there right now that we're recruiting for. And that position was actually originally in the budget for 2025. So this would be an addition, but would be covered out of that MH 108 funding. And the position that's out there right now has one target, so we would just add 2 target openings to the requisition. What questions do you have?
I do not have any questions.
I don't have any questions. I assume it's all under budget. They have it in their budget.
You can cover it through the MH 108, yeah. Wasn't originally planned for Commissioner Burgess, but he can cover it in his funding.
Sounds like there's a position that's been vacant most of the year, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing the second employee with the first half of the budget.
Is commission still needed when the person returns back from leave without pay?
Yes, yeah. They'll be able to absorb, if the person can come back and return to work, they'll be able to absorb them easily, make sure everybody's fully utilized.
Fortunately, Grant County is not short on clients who need subsidies. Any other questions? Nope. Okay. Thank you, Dan.
I'll put my chair back.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Okay, so this one is Public Works.
County engineer. Jonathan, you're up.
I am up. Okay. Well, we're working on making progress with changing some job descriptions and being in compliance with some suggestions from the CRAB board. And this is the board that oversees distribution of public funds to help fund many of the projects at Public Works. And the board has recently reviewed a couple of job descriptions, the county engineer, as well as the Public Works Director position. And they have made a few suggestions in their opinion on things that need to be improved or changed. They feel needs to be done. So, Andy, do you have comments?
Oh, sorry, what was your question? Do you have a backup? Yes, it's in the.
It's in the folder.
Do you want to cast it or no?
We could.
In the packet, you will see board, the email from Crab Board making the recommendations, and I took the liberty this morning to go through the current job description, and in it, I put where their suggestions into the job description, so you can see where it's related to. I think a lot in doing this morning and then looking back at historical engineer job descriptions, I think the one that was done in 2020, that was then modified in 2022, will satisfy CRAP, and I haven't even shared it with you because I just pulled it. But I think a lot of what was a strikeout in 22 will cover a lot of the CRAP board's concerns. My question really to the board, and maybe you can help me out, is I don't know what authority the CRAB board, if any, maybe authority is too strong of a word, what oversight do they have on engineer position job descriptions? He cited some WAC or some RCWs, which I also printed out for you for your review, but I don't understand where the interest is all of a sudden, since it's been changed for 2 years. Why they're interested, but we can certainly take their recommendations, and we have, and put them in, some of them, and some of them not so much, but it really falls on the board. If you recall, and Kevin, this will be new, maybe new information for you. In 2020, when Sam Castro was hired, he didn't have a PE. So the board posted separately for an engineer. And at that time, the engineer reported to the director of HR rather than to, the way it read was that it reports directly to the director. However, because of RCW, it was then changed to specify that the road engineer reports to the board, but is supervised and overseen by the public works director. So a little bit of splitting hairs, but we did make it so that the RCW was followed. It continues, if we left it as is, I believe that we're following the RCW, but but the CRAB board obviously has some concerns. So I don't know if you, Cindy, if you can share any insights, or Rob, if you have any insights.
Well, we've always had the engineer and the director as the same person. Right. And then when Sam Castro, there was some issues, and so it was not Dave, it was the Keith. Yeah, Keith was supposed to report directly to us. We actually had updates where he would kind of report to us directly. We kind of switched that around where he kind of was working under Sam, but reported directly to the board. Right. And I think I don't know how Derek found out, but Derek did reach out to us and he said, just FYI. I thought maybe Keith asked him about it, but Derek reached out and said the engineer reports directly to the board. So they can have oversight by the supervisor, but they have to have a direct link. Kind of how they did the chart, but they were supposed to report directly to the board.
Yeah, and so it hasn't changed since then. But in the proposed recommendations, it seems like it's contradictory to what they said in 22. Or between 20 and 22 when it changed.
And one of the things that Derek specifically mentions is number 2 for the engineer. It says reports directly to the Public Works Director. Derek's comment was the Public Works Director and County Engineer need to work as a team to implement the BOCC's policy directives. The County Engineer statutorily works at the pleasure of the board and does not take direction from the Public Works Director on county road issues.
And I know that while Mr. Ellison was here, the board did make it clear that he was reporting to Ben Castro. So I don't know where the board stands and
Oh, he was reporting, somehow we changed it. Maybe it was on the org chart. He reported directly to the board,
right.
but then it was kind of unique.
But was supervised. The daily
Supervised by.
supervision was done through that. And that hasn't changed.
Okay.
But I'm wondering if now with these recommendations, and of course, we don't expect an answer today, but as you read through the recommendations, do you want that structure to continue and we can try to fit the language closer to what CRAB is recommending? Or are you going to have two mutual leaders?
I guess I'll have to see what the difference is.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. We're not looking for an answer
No, I
today.
think CRAB is kind of an important component of Public Works, and that would probably be the last entity I want to tick off. So I think we need to really look at the recommendations from CRAB and see what we can do.
Along with printout of the RCWs.
Okay.
Please reference if they are referenced.
Our only concern with it is where our previous public works / county engineer would take care of the tax dollars. Our last two spend without any oversight, if there is none. That's where our concern lies with not having a direct supervisor. That's why our org chart has a dotted line to you guys, because they have to report to you guys, but also under the Public Works Director to control outlandish spending.
I would agree with that. And respectfully, I believe what CRAB is saying is, I agree with that, but we're also the entity that provides the funding, and we're not involved with the roads as much as these guys are. So we have to lean on them for their experience, because we're not in that. We're in here doing our job. They're out there doing their job, and feel that they're more qualified to make a decision on that part of it than we are.
The financial oversight.
Well, they certify all expenditures. I think that's when they submit, well, I would assume it's the engineer, maybe it's the office, well, with the county when they seek reimbursement and their budget.
That's engineer. Plus all the CRAB reports, those are all engineer. And that's one of those areas where the Public Works Director, the engineer would report directly to you, show you the CRAB reports, have you sign off on them before they're submitted. That's one of those that I agree with. I would have nothing to do with. Some of the things, you know how excited Dave would get, and he might do $60 million worth of projects. We can't afford that. So he could propose that amount of projects to me, and I'd say, we can't do it. So he's still in charge of the road and the maintenance and what we're gonna do. Just, we're not doing all of them this year because our budget can't sustain it. So you guys are the legislative authority. It's up to you. And some of these changes to these job descriptions, I agree with. There's also a lot that is entirely up to you. And, you know, our org chart has a line for the county engineer to respond directly and report directly to the board. And those crab reports are one of those areas. So, no, there's a lot to unpack here.
No, I think we would just try to align the job description with.
Changing this, then it would also change your job description. So that is also here. And then if you would like to speak to your request for the director.
Yes, so my request for the director, so obviously it was a public works director / county engineer up till 2020. So historically, it's 5 years old is all. It's not back to the 80s or anything like that, but that the director, if they're being reported to by the county engineer, that they should be making the same money as the county engineer. We have an interim public works director job or pay scale that's a band 23, but we have the current public works director at a band 22. But then you would have a county engineer at a band 23 reporting to him as they sit right now. So that's why I'm asking for the public works director to a band 23. Along with the changes in the job description, where the current job description has, it doesn't look like any of the requirements for professional technical guidance in engineering was removed from when it was a combined position.
For the public works director?
Yeah,
Okay.
he has all that highlighted. The only thing that we looked at and thought might need to stay was the last sentence about technical decisions include selection of consultants through RFQ and contractors based on professional analysis on bid documents. But we could see where the rest could easily be removed. Of course, that again, it's all to you to decide.
Okay. Do you know offhand, our neighboring counties, do we have any neighboring counties where there's a public works director and an engineer? Or
Adams County,
Adams has both?
yep. Although their public works director is also an engineer.
But they are separate positions
Okay.
in the organization.
Well, I was gonna look at that job description, but he probably has the ability to be an engineer.
I think of the other counties for sure. But you know, one of them that'll be up to you is in the director's job under financial management. CRAB recommends that we remove the position is required to develop both annual operating and construction budgets and plans as well as long-range strategic plans for development of infrastructure and services. Leave in this position monitors and then remove controls expenditures to assure their compliance with budgets.
And which one is that?
That's under the public works director under financial management.
Policy, any concerns? Guy, you're concerned with the budget? Another caveat to all of this is, and this really brought it to light today for me, is we have our compensation study and they have been directed to do compensation connections, to do the overhaul of all of the job descriptions. And so they're going to be putting in best practice. They're going to be looking at our CWs, making sure that we're legally sound in our job descriptions, that there are qualifications that need to happen, like a PE. Do we move forward as a county in updating job descriptions and wages, or do we put a hold until we can have them do the work that they've been assigned to do? Another food for thought, that we can talk more about it in my meeting. That's a better place, but just kind of just brought it to light this morning. It's like, oh, we need to have that conversation. And even if we move forward with these, it's fine. I just know that we need to get job descriptions, all the job descriptions to them. And if we're modifying them constantly, they will also be modifying, and the dollar amount for that will go up. So we have changes constantly. So we want to make sure that we have a timeline at some point, so we're not doing that. Is there like the end date for when we'll send that? Currently, job descriptions, because that has been added, that should be done in December. And then wages will come until next year.
We could take requests. Can we get engineer towards the top?
Well, it does start with a C, so it is county, so they might start at third.
Speaking of which, how's that going? You got any interest at all? Interest for the county engineer?
No.
A lot of people looking. That's it.
What are we doing wrong?
I don't think we're doing anything wrong. I think it's, there's not a lot of PEs out there.
I agree. It's a hard position.
The wage rate is right in market. Too many roads in Grant County? I don't know. Too many miles?
Some places were actually quite generous in our wages for, especially for the engineer. We did the comp study. I think we're extremely competitive with even some of the larger counties, what we offer. So I think it's just because we're rural and they are hard to come by. To become a PE takes a lot of work and many years. So.
Offer bonus.
I cannot see where the job description is, but the director gets between 112,000 and 143,000.
Job description
For Adams County. I just want to look at the Adams County director, but they have the engineer job description. There's no salary tied to it.
Did you get Adams? Will you get yours?
Let me check here.
I mean, I just looked at them because they have two.
The county engineer did not.
Franklin County. Was Franklin one or two?
That I don't know.
Franklin's at, yeah, I got Franklin's. I started at 53.
Started what?
It started at 53 and ended at 71 an hour.
Or an engineer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hourly engineer.
Yeah, I don't have yearly.
53 to 71?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought 53,000, like.
Yeah, no.
A bargain.
I'm really excited.
Call Adams County.
Okay.
Not for this position.
Is that it for us?
No. I think so.
No.
So, I do have some questions on the capital project engineer, but we can talk about that later. Board doesn't, there's no changes, so we wouldn't need work through on it.
Okay.
That's it, yes?
For that, I still have one for New Hope on there.
Oh, I didn't print out your votes. Oh, that one doesn't need to go through the board either.
Doesn't? Okay.
No.
All right, then I guess we're done.
That's why I printed it out, 'cause we don't need it.
Yay, toast.
And I'll follow you.
I didn't look
Okay,
at those
sounds good.
money orders. Did they have an expiration date?
I haven't looked at- Did you look, see if those money orders had an expiration date?
On the end of the session.
30 days. I think we have to redeposit them within 30 days.
Looks like it's about 60.
That's it, 30 days?
I mean, like,
Substance
we can
use.
give them out beyond that, but if we want. I feel like we don't give all 71 out. I
Are
don't
we
think we
done in
can
here?
get a refund.
I don't know, I was trying to decide,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, we're done with everybody.
Hold on, so-
Other than it'd be Decorah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'll look into it and see, I just want to make sure that we don't lose money.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Mandy.
Have a good one.
Thank
Can we do evaluation during this one?
Oh my God.
You want an evaluation?
I just wanna talk about things.
Oh, well, you probably could.
I gotta criticize their private.
Yeah, we can do it.
Sorry.
Just like, I don't know, we just start with like 5 minutes,
Okay.
see if it catches legs or not.
Gina, are you staying? Would you like Gina to come or go? Stay or go?
What about me?
No, you can stay. We'll go into executive session for 5 minutes, going in at 1:27. Or we're just gonna come out at 1:25 or 1:35. So it'll be like 8 minutes, 7 minutes. Length of time doesn't matter, just the time.
135. RCW.
Evaluation, RCW 42.30.1101G.
Thank you.
So it's
11:35 PM. We're out of executive session. Do we have anything further for our meeting? Hearing none, we'll go into recess until 1:45 for commissioner work session. Are you going to bring back the stuff you didn't get today?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon. It is 1:45 and we are here for a commissioner work session. Do you want to go first, Tom?
Yeah, sure. I just thought, I think it was 2 weeks ago, 2 Mondays ago, I provided a short update to the board about the taco stand. I had relayed to the taco stand what I was willing, or what I was authorized to kind of offer. I don't think she was very happy with it. And I asked her, I said, well, you should make an appointment with the commissioners and tell them your story. Tell them what you think. And to my knowledge, she has not done that, right?
Are they open?
Nope, they are closed.
Seems like a good time to be open.
An easy thing for them to do would to submit their income tax statement, and it would show their sales.
They did do that.
Oh, they did?
They sent me their QuickBooks file,
Yeah,
so.
of what they average in that area. That's why we thought it was a good deal.
And as far as I know, they had some employees that wanted to go on vacation. They talked quite openly to people on the job, right? So, yeah, they had people who want to go on vacation, and then they had employees that were being sent to other places to work, so they weren't like out of the job.
So then they probably just ended up not being able to be open.
Yeah. So I don't know if we'll hear from them or not, but I just wanted to give you an update as to where it was.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any places around here that we could relocate them for.
Well, I guess we'll see if they come back to us for any reason.
Well, it's not like we didn't reach out to them to try to make it right.
True.
I mean,
100%.
and they made the decision to close, so.
Yeah.
That's their decision. It's
Yeah.
their business.
Since they are closed, we are definitely using their little parking lot, so, but they lease that space.
Maybe more to come on that. Hopefully we can make it right.
I just did do a social media post though about the roundabout. We did make a lot of good progress. If you drive out there now, they got a lot of the grading done on Saturday. You can actually see the outline of the roundabout, see the curb cuts and the center island where it's gonna be. So they did a lot. I'm sorry?
Where's your post?
Grant County Central Services on Facebook. So we'll see how many comments I get on that. Always interesting to see the comments. But otherwise, it was a good week. It was a good week, and the city's out there now installing the permanent water line. I took Kim, Alan, and Cheryl for a tour, and the city was out there, so we met with the city and the contractors. It's kind of neat to see them in action there. So it was a good tour.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
They're not. But that's all I had for your work session. So,
Barb, you have your items?
Do you want pending decision spreadsheet is on there? Do you have any discussion about that as of right now? Just keep it as.
I assume it's the same one we've had for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
ADA. I thought we put a map, or a path in an ADA path. I thought we had funding.
we did at the fairgrounds
No,
from,
at the museum.
The museum.
oh,
They're working on that.
I thought they were working on it. I can check the status of it.
Last I remember.
Okay, it's on one of our little things. We talk about it every week and we don't have an answer.
Okay, let me get that answer for you.
Yeah, I think Kevin was working on getting that done.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know if he was tying that in with the sign that was getting done and getting that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but let me follow up on that. I'd kind of forgotten about it, so, thanks.
We bring it up, but we have no.
That's good. Somebody's got to keep me honest.
Okay, so I'll put that in Tom's.
Tom, just I want one
Pass
more
that on,
project.
Tom.
Tom Gaines.
I will.
Miss Caitlin, you want to talk about commissioner updates during Fair Week?
Hello, it's me. For the week of the fair, do you want the consent agenda meeting to be on Monday? Do you want it to be like first thing in the morning on Tuesday before the opening ceremonies? What would you like to do?
Monday, if anything.
Historically, you canceled everything for Tuesday because that's at 10 a.m. So
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure what you wanted to do this year.
I have a crazy, stupid idea. I know. how does it work for offsite meetings when you have a quorum of the board if you advertise it, right? So you could do a Tuesday at the fair with the opening ceremonies as a regular scheduled part of their agenda that day. But we could find a building that they could just do all their meetings out of, and people in the public could actually see their commissioners at work for a change because they never show up here.
I'm pretty sure that would be the last thing they want to do
I
the
know.
week of the fair,
Okay.
but we could.
It's just, I told you it was a crazy, stupid idea.
Like, oh,
Just,
I'm sure most of these we can cancel. I'm looking at our.
you know, it's surprising. Nobody ever comes over here, so.
Maybe we should have Rob provide corn dogs.
For what?
A day with the commissioners at the Grant County Fairgrounds.
Well, I'm good with Monday. Are we gonna do it on Monday? Switch everything over to Monday? And Rob, you will be gone.
Monday, yeah.
Put you out, Rob, for Monday.
Yeah.
I got nothing from Caitlin on that either. So.
I think she left.
I'm here, I'm watching. I'm just listening, waiting for a quorum to tell me what to do.
Okay, sounds like council for the rest of the week and put everything on Monday. Yep, Rob's nodding, Kevin's looking at me, yep. I think
As in cancel all of the updates?
Probably.
Yep. Well, the sheriff won't be here. Accounting will be over there at the fairgrounds. We have accounting then.
I will be there all day Monday until midnight at the earliest.
Do you have a preferred time for the consent agenda meeting to be at?
Kevin, do you know if they're canceling the fair? Sometimes they cancel the health district. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
At the last meeting, I think I told them that, don't plan on having a meeting during fair week, but I don't know if they will or not.
If they listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did the same thing with GTA.
Are all three of you doing business after hours? I think, what is that, next week at the rodeo?
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Depends on my schedule.
I don't know.
I'll probably be there.
I'll probably
Were
be
we
there.
invited?
Yes, you're always invited.
I don't know when it was.
Not that
When
I can
is it?
speak for the rodeo, but yes,
Is
you're
it
always
Tuesday?
invited. So I believe it is, yes.
Yeah, I believe so. Either Thursday, I can't remember.
I always thought it was Thursday.
5 to 7. In the office and was telling us.
Yeah.
I don't know if he said.
Well, it's not on my calendar yet, so.
It's not on mine either because I forgot about it too.
But
And
maybe
then
we'll
he
get
reminded,
invited.
Jim reminded me as well. So it's like, oh yeah, forgot. You can see all the new grass that got put in up there.
Yeah, it looks good. They've done a lot up there. Got a lot of comments.
Yeah. Good.
Really quick. So yes, Caitlin, I think council all the updates, everything that we possibly can council throughout the week and keep whatever we need to on Monday.
And was there a preferred time for the consent agenda meeting to be at?
That doesn't matter to me. I don't.
Roger, do you want to at least call in for the meeting or?
Yeah, I will call it.
Okay, so ask Rob when would be a good time?
I don't know. I mean, at 1, 2, normal time range is fine with me.
Okay.
Okay.
Morning and busy, short.
I just wanted the Board of E, do we know why the individual stepped down?
Brandon?
Yeah.
Didn't agree with the
He
process.
didn't like the process. He thought the process wasn't fair for the constituents.
Didn't feel like it was fair to the taxpayers.
Thought the state was, it was unfair.
Did he go to the training?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I just didn't know if it was.
It's his mechanism.
He said, I'm not gonna sit on a board that screws the people, basically.
So what is it? The assessor is right.
No matter what.
No, it's all
Yeah,
proven.
They'll prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
And then when you prove without a reasonable doubt, it's not like you get reimbursed for all their overcharging.
It has to be clear and convincing. So they have to bring in clear and convincing evidence to prove that the assessor was incorrect. And if they can't do that, then you err on the side of the assessor. That's just,
Okay,
that's
well, I
the
haven't
rule.
heard
That's
how
the law.
Brandon. But the training is done for 2025.
Yes.
Okay, so it have to appoint one of the other two or leave. I guess the two, one doesn't want to be an alternate.
The gal wants to be an alternate, and I assume Jared will take Brandon's place. We just need to see all of it. He's the only one. Because the other guy wants to be an alternate. Very hard.
Mhm.
Those are our three options for right now, anyway.
There is an individual from Quincy,
Another person.
but if, I don't know when the training can happen.
Yeah. May of next year. That'd be May of next year, but they can still sit on it as an alternate until they get the training.
They just can't step up to the.
Yeah, they just can't be up here.
And how many more hearings do we have left?
Every Thursday until October 2nd.
So it'd be good for them to get on now so they could learn the process. They can go on the Department of Revenue's website and learn some of the stuff.
Yes.
So there's stuff that they can do. Well, it'd be good for them to be at the hearing so that they can learn the process and watch how it works and.
Okay, the review time.
So far, I've had the 3 people who are on the board turn in 1 hour of review time for the 1 week that they're doing. So about 1 hour a week when they have hearings.
Okay. Then we've asked for a time card. I guess I'm just perplexed how typically.
And that's.
I've never gotten paid for working from home before.
Correct.
So I'm surprised it never has been done before.
Well, it's a kind of volunteer board, like
They're not anymore. They're paid now. They're
that
fully
Jerry was
paid.
a proponent of that. Fair Advisory Committee, they don't get paid. Planning Commission doesn't get paid. Oh, they do?
I believe they do, yeah.
I didn't realize they got paid for,
Part of equalization is kind of a different animal too, though.
it's a real piece.
Hearings examiner gets paid, planning commission, and the rest are your advisory committees.
Right.
What do we pay the Planning Commission?
I don't know. I can ask Doris. Can we reach out to Doris?
So those data centers, they only said that they took an hour to review.
They reviewed them at home before they thought after they'd reviewed them. We spent quite a bit of time at home. So why are we doing that, free charge? And then the
So
question.
who made that comment? I'm just curious.
I can't remember which board member it was.
Well, for me, it was more of an education piece so that I was prepared when I came in and listened to the felons. For me, I wanted to learn as much as I could before I came in here and had to sit and listen to their spiel. I mean, it didn't matter to me that I was spending a couple hours looking over their data.
So I thought on the server farms, you review those, because I thought those all got kicked to the state.
They do, but
You guys were reviewing first.
they give us a packet. And some of them 100 pages long, some of them 400 pages long, just a bunch of nonsense.
Because I thought Missy wanted to, to.
And then, they end up just going to the state, so it's like, it's kind of pointless, to be honest with you, to have somebody sit in here and listen to those guys bring up information from Texas or Arkansas or Seattle or whatever. Their big 2-hour-long spiel from their attorney, and then it just gets kicked to the state anyway.
The question also came up about the people who are volunteer and not volunteer paid. Do you want them to perform the local gov university trainings as employees are, or are those reached out to Decorah and she thought it would be a good idea for them too, specifically the sexual harassment ones. But it kind of just depended on what the board, do you want your other boards, your planning commission, your board of organization, because they're paid and have county emails, do you want them to take that training as well?
I think the sexual harassment one would be good.
I don't know if they need all of them, but
I don't
I
think
thought
it's
the
necessary.
cybersecurity would, because they get emails on the county
I
server.
think it's mandatory, and if they're getting a paycheck from the county, they're considered a county employee, whether they sit on a board or not.
So that
So
was the
they probably,
question.
that would be a Decorah, yeah.
She's asking you if you would like.
Well, I would think that I don't think they need all of the training, but I think some of it.
I think
That
we
is
should ask
mandatory.
Blair which ones he thinks they should take to keep us out of trouble.
For all of your volunteer members that have email addresses, correct?
Correct.
Is that what I understood?
Well, is it the volunteers? If you're a volunteer, you're not an employee. If you're getting a
Right.
stipend or a
getting paid.
paycheck, you're an
Getting paid,
employee.
yeah.
You're getting paycheck, okay.
Yeah.
So that would be your planning commission, your board of the, I don't know if anyone else gets this. I don't think so. And you want to review real quick, can we review or you should ask Blair, see what Blair wants them to do?
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
he's
You
a
want
risk
that-
coordinator.
Do you want that brought back to the three of you to approve, or do you want Blair to make the decision?
I'd like to visit with Blair about it. He can bring it back to us and visit with us.
And you're gonna talk to Public Works tomorrow about the ER&R vehicle, how you wanna move forward with those vehicles. I reached out to the City of Moses Lake clerk. She's going to ask their city council, what date works best for them. You talked about, you have FMLA added now to your luncheon. Something else.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, we talked about everything else I have.
Anything? All right, we'll go into recess. 2:04 p.m.